Let's get right into it. Number 7. Digital phantom limbs. You're completely focused when suddenly you feel it. That unmistakable buzz against your leg. You reach for your phone and nothing. No notifications. Your phone's been silent this whole time. So what just happened? Welcome to phantom vibration syndrome, where your brain plays tricks on you in ways that would make a magician jealous. Here's what'll blow your mind. Nearly 90% of people experience these fake phone vibrations regularly. Your entire friend group, coworkers, probably your parents too. We're all walking around feeling phones that aren't buzzing. Your brain has literally rewired itself to treat your phone like a missing limb. Scientists call this body schema extension. Just like an amputee can still feel their missing arm. Your brain has made your phone so much a part of you that it creates sensations even when it's not there. Your nervous system constantly scans for that familiar vibration pattern. Every muscle twitch, every fabric shift gets filtered through "Is that my phone?" When you're stressed or anxious, your brain becomes even more trigger-happy with false alarms. The craziest part? The more attached you are to your phone, the more phantom vibrations you'll experience. Your brain is so desperate to stay connected that it's willing to hallucinate just to keep you checking. So next time you feel that phantom buzz, remember, it's not your phone malfunctioning. It's your incredibly adaptive brain proving just how deeply technology has become part of who you are. Number 6. Dream hacking. Imagine if I told you that tonight, you could literally program your dreams like a video game. Choose your adventure, control your actions, even rewrite nightmares into epic fantasies. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's happening right now, and the technology is way more accessible than you think. Here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. Scientists have discovered that your brain during REM sleep is basically running on the same neural pathways as when you're awake. That means if you can train your conscious mind, you can hijack your dream state. The game changer? Lucid dreaming apps and wearable tech that can detect when you're in REM sleep. These devices use gentle light pulses or subtle vibrations to signal your dreaming brain without waking you up. It's like getting a notification in your dream that says, "Hey, you're dreaming right now, take control." But here's where it gets really wild. Researchers are now using targeted memory reactivation during sleep. They play specific sounds or scents that were paired with learning during the day, and your sleeping brain actually continues processing and improving those skills. Athletes are literally getting better at their sport while unconscious. The craziest part? Some people are using AI-powered dream journals that analyze their sleep patterns and suggest the perfect moments for lucid dream induction. Your phone is basically becoming your dream coach. So tonight, when you close your eyes, remember, you're not just going to sleep. You're entering a programmable reality where the only limit is your imagination. Number 5. Mild hallucinations. Almost everyone gets. You're home alone, completely silent house, when suddenly you hear your name being called. You freeze, listen carefully, but there's nothing. Or maybe you're walking down the street and you swear someone's following you, so you glance back and see absolutely nobody there. Before you start questioning your sanity, let me tell you something that'll make you feel a lot better. Here's what's gonna blow your mind. Up to 84% of perfectly healthy people experience auditory hallucinations at some point in their lives. That voice calling your name? That's called an auditory pareidolia. And it happens when your brain tries to make sense of random background noise by turning it into something familiar. Your brain is basically an overzealous pattern recognition machine that would rather be wrong than miss something important. It's the same reason you see faces in clouds or hear music in your air conditioner humming. Your survival-wired brain would rather hallucinate a threat that isn't there than miss a real one. But here's where it gets really fascinating. That creepy feeling of being watched when you're alone? Scientists call it the sensed presence phenomenon. And it happens when your brain's spatial awareness system gets confused by fatigue, stress, or even just dim lighting. The wildest part? These mild hallucinations are actually signs of a healthy, hypervigilant brain that's working overtime to keep you safe. Your ancestors who occasionally heard phantom footsteps behind them were the ones who survived long enough to pass on their genes. So the next time your brain serves up a little audio-visual glitch, remember, you're not losing your mind. You're just experiencing the fascinating side effects of having the most sophisticated survival computer ever created sitting inside your skull. Number 4. Exploring tactile hallucinations with VR and AI. Imagine putting on a VR headset, reaching out to touch a virtual butterfly, and actually feeling its delicate wings brush against your fingertips. Except here's the mind-bending part. There's nothing there. No butterfly, no wings, just empty air. Yet your brain is absolutely convinced you just touched something real. Here's what's going to absolutely blow your mind. Researchers at Stanford just created a VR system that can make you feel textures, temperatures, even pain, using nothing but visual tricks and strategic misdirection. They're essentially hacking your brain's touch system through your eyes. And it works so well that people jump back from virtual fire because they actually feel the heat. Your brain builds your sense of touch from way more than just physical contact. It's constantly combining visual cues, expectations, and past experiences into what you think you're feeling. VR exploits this by showing you something that looks rough while playing subtle audio cues that sound scratchy. And suddenly your fingers are convinced they're touching sandpaper. But here's where AI makes this absolutely insane. Machine learning algorithms are now studying thousands of people's tactile responses to create personalized hallucination profiles. The AI learns exactly how to trick your specific brain into feeling things that don't exist. The wildest part? This technology is being used to help amputees feel their prosthetic limbs and treat phantom pain by convincing the brain that missing body parts are still there and working perfectly. So the next time you're scrolling on your phone and feel that satisfying haptic feedback, remember, your brain might be easier to fool than you ever imagined. And we're just getting started with learning how to exploit that. Number 3. Reverse placebo. Remember that time everyone was convinced the new Wi-Fi tower in your neighborhood was giving people headaches? Half your street suddenly developed mysterious symptoms, doctor visits spiked, and people were genuinely suffering. Plot twist, the tower hadn't even been turned on yet. What you witnessed wasn't mass hysteria. It was the terrifying power of the nocebo effect in action. Here's what's going to shock you. While placebos can cure about 30% of symptoms through positive expectation, nocebos can create real physical illness in up to 80% of people just through negative beliefs. Your brain is basically a pharmaceutical factory that's way better at manufacturing poison than medicine. Scientists tested this by telling people they were being exposed to fake electromagnetic fields that might cause headaches. Even though nothing was happening, 70% of participants developed genuine headaches, nausea, and fatigue within minutes. These weren't imaginary symptoms. Brain scans showed actual inflammation and pain responses identical to real electromagnetic exposure. But here's where it gets absolutely terrifying. Social media and news reports can literally trigger mass nocebo events. When rumors spread about side effects from vaccines, cell towers, or even new foods, emergency rooms see spikes in those exact symptoms from people who were never actually exposed to anything harmful. Your brain's expectation system is so powerful that it can release stress hormones, trigger inflammation, and create genuine illness based purely on what you think might happen to you. It's like your immune system has a panic button that anxiety and fear can press anytime they want. The wildest part, the more anxious and suggestible you are, the stronger your nocebo response becomes. Your brain literally becomes its own worst enemy, turning worry into physical reality. So the next time someone shares that scary health rumor on social media, remember, sometimes the real danger isn't what you're exposed to, but what you believe about what you're exposed to. Number 2. Your brain on boredom. You're sitting in the world's most boring meeting. Your mind starts to wander, and suddenly you have this incredible breakthrough idea that solves a problem you've been stuck on for weeks. Sound familiar? Before you feel guilty about spacing out, let me tell you something that'll completely change how you think about boredom. Here's what's going to blow your mind. When you're bored and daydreaming, your brain doesn't shut down. It fires up what scientists call the default mode network. This is like your brain's screensaver, except instead of showing flying toasters, it's making connections between random memories, ideas, and experiences that your focused mind would never put together. Lin-Manuel Miranda came up with the entire concept for Hamilton while reading a biography on vacation. J.K. Rowling dreamed up Harry Potter during a delayed train ride, when she had nothing to do but stare out the window. These weren't accidents. They were boredom doing exactly what it's designed to do. Your brain during boredom is like a jazz musician improvising. It starts riffing on random thoughts, connecting dots that seem completely unrelated, and suddenly creates something beautiful that structured thinking could never produce. Scientists found that people who do boring tasks before creative challenges perform 41% better than those who jump straight into problem solving. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. Boredom literally forces your brain into exploration mode. When there's nothing demanding your attention, your mind starts scanning through everything you've ever learned, looking for new patterns and connections. The wildest part? Our phones are robbing us of this genius-level brain state. Every time you pull out your phone during a boring moment, you're interrupting your brain's most creative process and missing out on your next breakthrough idea. So the next time you're stuck in traffic or waiting in line, resist the urge to scroll. Let your mind wander, because you never know. Your next moment of genius might be hiding in your boredom. Number 1. Micro-social cues. You're 3 minutes into a Zoom call when something feels off. The person you're talking to seems distant, maybe even hostile, but you can't put your finger on why. Their words are perfectly polite. They're nodding at the right moments, yet your gut is screaming that something's wrong. Before you blame your paranoia, let me tell you what's really happening. Here's what's going to blow your mind. Your brain processes over 10,000 micro-expressions and body language signals every minute during face-to-face conversations. But on video calls, you're getting maybe 30% of that information. So your subconscious starts filling in the gaps with assumptions that are often completely wrong. That person who seems untrustworthy, their camera angle is slightly below their face, creating an unconscious power dynamic that makes your brain think they're looking down on you. The colleague who feels disconnected during meetings, the tiny delay in video calls disrupts the natural rhythm of conversation, making your brain interpret their responses as less genuine or engaged. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Scientists discovered that we make hiring decisions within the first 7 seconds of a video interview based purely on lighting, camera angles, and background choices. Your primitive brain is judging competence based on whether someone's bookshelf looks organized or if their lighting creates unflattering shadows. The craziest part? Your brain compensates for missing social cues by becoming hypervigilant about the ones it can see. You're unconsciously analyzing every pixel of their face, every micro-pause in their speech, every slight shift in their posture, trying to build a complete social picture from incomplete information. So, the next time you feel weird after a video call but can't explain why, remember, your brain is doing its best to navigate a social world it was never designed for, one pixelated face at a time.